So I decided I'm going to take a bit of a break from the seemingly endless drudgery of the endless paths and maybe do a few other things first. So for starters, we're going to talk to this guy about the bastard who's trying to kill us and take our shit. Oh wow, I didn't know I'd get a bunch of experience just for talking to him. I've received word that Lord Gathman is amassing an army of mercenaries near Yenwood Field. It appears a peaceful claim to Kednua is no longer possible. The Earl has sent me to aid you in forming your own force to counter this threat. I'm here in the advisory role only, of course. The Earl won't officially take sides in this dispute. Why won't the Earl officially legitimize my claim? It is a delicate situation. Legally, Lord Gathman's claim is just, and he knows it. Stripping land and title from a noble family is quite dangerous, and perhaps more so than killing the man outright. With Gathman dead, the Earl only need worry about bloody vengeance from family members that actually cared for Lord Gathman. Those, if court gossip is to be believed, are few and far between. Losing a family claim to a land and title, though, such disputes incite hatred from the entire clan and their political allies, not to mention the unease it causes amongst the other nobles. Wars are started for less. No, if Gathman is to be denied, it will be you who must prove your legitimacy to the Earl and the others who would dispute your claim. This is what it means to be a noble in the Dryerwood. If there's anything, how much time do I have? Enough. It's rumored Lord Gathman will suffer a series of unfortunate and completely unforeseeable setbacks before his army is complete. He grins and winks. Still, I'd not tally along. I have a fortress with strong walls. Why not let Gathman come to me? Lord Gathman isn't fool enough to risk tearing down Kednua just to kill you, and if you shield yourself behind these walls, he'll have free rein to torment your subjects in the countryside. It's true. Earl Bademeyer will see your inaction against Lord Gathman as a sign that you're unwilling to perform your duties as Lord of Kednua. Losing his support will have dire consequences. Oh, dire. Taking the fight to Lord Gathman is your only option. Talk about my army. Where am I getting my troops? I sent out a call for volunteers from across the lands of Kednua. Hopefully people will realize that being under your rule is preferable to that of Lord Gathman's. Any hireling stationed at Kednua will also accompany you in battle, so I suggest you acquire as many of them as possible. What's the status of my regular troops? Marshal shakes his head. Too green and too few. If you go up against Lord Gathman now, losses will be heavy. However, victory is still possible. What special allies do I have available? No one has offered their help, I'm afraid. It may be possible to find an ally in Defiance Bay among the Knights of the Crucible, the Dozen, or if you're truly desperate, the House of Dominel. We need to recruit veteran troops. I know a company or two of veterans that would be willing to join us for the bit of coin. I say 10,000 coppers. That's a lot of coppers. Screw it. You can have it. It will be done. That's all for now. Farewell. So I don't... That's a lot of things I don't want to really deal with. So much crap to do. Alright, so how much money do I have left now? I still have $6,000 left. I think what I want to do now, I want to go back to that graveyard where I had that one battle that I kept getting my ass whipped at. Because now I'm like 2 levels higher and I have another party member, so I should be able to take that fight, I would think.
Better indeed.
Run, boys, run! Okay, so it was here, right? Yeah, Heritage Hill. 22 hours, Jesus Christ. Can I get like horses to make this shit go faster? Let's see, it was here, right? This is in one of these houses where that boss battle was, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it was in there. Quick save. Yes. You can go back if you want to read all this crap. Alright. Now, actually. Bam. You, Aloth. Bam. You do that. Everybody else is going to do their thing. Find the missing. Yes, I'm aware that I found the missing guards. Alright, see, I don't want to do this. Alright, I want you to start burning down the spirit, bitch. Durant, you good. You, I need you to get some heals going. Because heals is always the best. Aloth finished what he was doing. Now throw some bounding missiles. You do that. Gina, bam. Bring that bitch down. Wow, this paralyzed literally my entire party. Although that spirit's almost dead now, thanks to Aloth, so. You do that. Aloth, what's that? I don't know what that spell is. Oh, why is she healing? Why did she not die? I could have swore she was almost dead. Did she? No, she teleported away. Right? Did she tell? No, is she actually dead? I didn't see the death thing on here. Target destroyed. Oh, never mind. All right, I killed the spirit. I can probably honestly be fine from here on. These random dorks. I mean, Itumok is like fucking soloing this guy. Actually, you know what? You get that guy.
Even slowing it down.
Good shot with this.
Injured. I could. Let's go draining touch on one of these.
Lava will be on sea.
Immune, okay.
Settle.
Turret destroyed Itumok. Everybody kill that bastard. Beautiful, beautiful.
Brave thou Philot nearly.
Any good loot? They got a bunch of night gear. Whoo, baby. 12 DR. Oh, and a bunch of money and the shadow residue. Alright, let's see what else is here. It's quick save. Because it's probably gonna, like, explode on us.
Poison. If thou feel aught believe.
I don't know why I moved through the poison like that. I'm not a smart man. Great sword, plate armor. It's not that special. 33 gold, potion of minor endurance. Well, alright. So, which one of these is it? Missing Centuries? Speak to Wyla. Let's go do that. See what she gives me as a reward. Now, where the hell was that bitch? I think I remember where she was. She was in a different zone. I'm pretty sure she was in First Fires. In, like, the, I'm gonna call it the mayor's office because I don't remember what it's called. But that type of thing. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, she was
All right, Connor?
here in the...
Have you ever looked up and felt a sudden surprise at where you are? I think it's just sunk in that I'm a year out from home.
Only every day. You'll get used to it.
Or was, no, she was here, right? In this keep. I think that's where it was. Not the, she wasn't in the palace. That's where I met with the Earl and had the shit go down with the guy who's now trying to take my fort. I'm pretty sure Wyla was over here. Yes, she was here in the training room. She was like right here-ish. Yes, haha. Quick save in case some shit goes down. They did kill her men. I mean, they were possessed, but... Any news from Heritage Hill? Your guards were charmed by the spirit of a woman named Lyra. I've gotten rid of her. Her eyes grow tired. Her tired eyes grow round. By the flame, you found her, my missing commander. She heaves a sigh and loses her gaze among the floor tiles. And she was calling to the watch from beyond the grave. It doesn't make sense. But nothing in all that accursed district does. What happened with the soldiers under your spell? They didn't make it. I see. Nevertheless, thank you for your help. You've left me with as many questions as answers. But at least I know what happened to my troops and Commander Lyra. Please accept this as a token of my gratitude. Ooh, 1,000 kappas. If there's nothing else, nope. Alright, alright. 1,000 kappas. No. That. So that's done. Oh, I still don't care about what happens to that guy. That's still in the endless paths. So yeah. Let's go back to Heritage Hill, I guess. And we're gonna go in that tower and I guess we'll work on the main quest. Ugh. Progression. Ugh, it's crazy. Actually, I'm gonna go to this one first. Because it'll let me fast travel faster. Efficiency. So it was here, right? Yep, here's the base of Zetawa. Sure, I did see everything right about this manor, yes. That's the chick with the cannibals. So yeah, Mausoleum, I did all that. Yeah, so I've done everything else here. Well, let's enter. The massive stone door of the tower is sealed, and there doesn't appear to be any way of opening it. Speak the words you learned from the Leaden Key Acolyte. You hear rumbles and clanks from hidden tumblers as the door unlocks. Ooh, this is a big room. Quick save. Guess we don't have to fight. So it's like some kind of electricity. Oh, there's a gull. Get to the top of the tower. Aloth, sir. I'm gonna have to ask you to boom. I'm gonna have to ask you to boom again. I'm gonna have to ask you to do, actually, move up. And now do that. Alothu. Burning Hands.
Let's go. Let's go.
Beautiful, beautiful. Some vessel flesh. Sure. What we got in this room? Crumpled page from Aldeheim's journal. Day 7. A week of study, and we're still none the wiser about this device. Trindig remains optimistic. I don't know what I'd do without his spirit. Trindig's letter. Dearest mother and father, you will be pleased to hear that I've learned much already since coming to the city. There are many incredible ruins nearby, and Master Greg, I'm just going with Greg, has allowed me to accompany him on a number of expeditions. I'm writing to you from inside an ancient Ingwithian tower. There's an entire district built around it, and the locals have mostly left the tower untouched. They have let us set up temporary living quarters here so our work can continue uninterrupted. It is an unsettling place at times, but Master Greg has been a constant comfort, and he is quick to remind me that the things we learn from this tower may one day help us find a cure for Waidwin's legacy. I'd better get some rest now. Master Greg likes to get an early start to the day. All my love, Trindig. Well, that letter never went anywhere, and that guy didn't get looted. More scepters. Now, I guess I'll take them just so it doesn't show blue anymore. There's a bed. This mattress is lumpy and smells of old straw, but whoever slept here last made it neatly. Essence shimmers and pulsates within this strange device. So there's a room that way and there's a room that way. Is there anything? Let's go up first. There's some more duders. Let's draw them out. Aloth, use that. How do the skeletons make sounds? They don't have lungs or vocal cords. Like, I mean, I guess I can understand like creaking sounds of their bones, but like speechy type sounds. How does that work? It's another bed. Let's see, is this trapped? Nope, just some cheap armor and some copper. Patting the scratchy old coverlet thickened with air with dust. Yep, no one slept there in a while. Got stairs up. Another skeleton. Let's.
Let's
Aloth, I'm gonna need you to blow some shit up. Got him.
No
Like,
problem.
so yeah, I was supposed to come here a lot earlier because this is all pretty easy. Some more of this crap. What is this? Potion of Power? Plus 25 attack speed, plus 30 max endurance for 20 seconds. That's pretty good. You know what? I'm gonna give that to you. Page from Aldheim's journal. Day 2. We've completed our measurements of the machine. Thanks to Tindig's youthful agility, further examination is required to discover its intended use. And that's all that's in here, and that leads back out here. Yep, that's this full floor, so let's go up. The objective is to get to the top of the tower. The dozens. Oh boy. That's long. Yeah, I'm not gonna read that, but feel free to pause the video and read at your own leisure. Got him.
Brave thou Gilad.
I need to get better weapons for my people. They don't do a lot of damage. It feels like they should do more damage at their level. Maybe they're just missing too much.
Brave thou Gilad.
Let
Get them, boys! Or no, that's got to hit right there. You didn't loot him. More flesh.
If it makes you rest easier.
It does. These guys have no loot? That's lame. Revenant. Revenants are mean and unreasonable. Historically. Alright. Aloth. You're gonna come over here. Durant, you're gonna get up here. Aloth, I need you to do that. Eesh. That Revenant, these Revenants are pretty weak sauce. Mostly because I'm probably not the one who killed them originally, so they don't despise me with an all-consuming hatred.
sure.
Is that everything in this room that can be murderized? Yep, there's stairs. Alright, now then. Let's loot. What do we got? Alright, we got some, what is it, a wine cellar? I don't know, it's got a bunch of money in it. Money. The Works of Ingwithians, a comprehensive guide. The scroll contains a pen and ink diagram of the Adger device running through the tower. By Kobe's measurements, blah. The pulling power It's even stronger up here. Okay. Ooh, a scroll fireball. That's you. Page from Altheim's journal, day 11. Finally got out of the tower to clear our heads. Beast take the patrons. We'll finish this study on our own terms, on our own time. Just as I said as much to Trindig. This guy came to life with stray lightning. I said it's good omen, but the poor lad's spooked. Only cure for that's a good night. You know, if you're patrons of a scientific study and you're getting impatient after 11 days, then you are not very good patrons. Like, seriously. Gotta know the science. Science is slow. Money? Another page. Day 10. Patrons grow impatient with the lack of quantifiable results. It's been 10 days. They don't know how science works. They should drag themselves out for the mansions and spend a few nights here if they think it's so easy. I agree. Impatient bastards. Ooh. Sigil of the Arcane. Major Spellbind, Arcane Dampener of Intellect, +1. I mean, that's gotta go to Aloth, right? Letter from Incantha. Adelheim. I did indeed receive your recent summons, as well as the 2 that came before it. I've been waiting for you to present yourself on my doorstep so that I could give you my answer in person. A firm, unwavering no. I won't help you. In fact, I relish the idea of you and your team glorified engineers sitting in that tower sweating over the runes I've studied for years. Nothing gives me greater pleasure than knowing that my research, which you've long disparaged, is the missing piece of your mundane little puzzle. As you well know, it's knowledge I've always valued. I'm just around the corner. I encourage you to find me should you wish to rehash this conversation in person. Truly, Incantha. That was the cannibal chick who I freed her kitchen. She's probably not happy about that. So what is occurring? He has this. That's just plus light deflection. But this, bam. So it gives him once per rest. Something that's not listed here. Oh, here it is. It's this. Arcane Dampener creates a nullifying field of agnostic magical energy around the chosen point, suppressing all beneficial effects on enemies in the area. Okay. I like that. Alright, that was it. That's all on this floor, so upwards. Wonder how many floors this is. Oh, well, we're at the top then. Altheim, and he looks like a spirit.
Let's try this configuration.
Find out how the Withy machine and Heritage Hill work.
Confounded device.
Aldhelm. The man hunches over the strange mechanism. His spine a sharp ridge rising from his arched back. He's barely clothed in filthy rags, and the patches of skin you see are mottled green. A spoiled stench emanates from him. He's so intent on his work that he doesn't notice you until your shadow falls over him. When he turns to see you, he snarls and scuttles behind the Adra pedestal. Only his bared teeth seem to have escaped decay. His eyes are yellowed and bloodshot, but they flicker with intelligence. He averts his gaze and holds his hand in front of his face.
Shouldn't be here. What do you want?
Who and what are you?
15 years at Brackenbury. 7 tours to the ruins beyond Solace Vale. I'm an animancer. Still an animancer.
His gaze lights on the Adra post with sudden recognition. He starts to turn up the copper dials. Tell me what happened here.
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
This man's kind of irritable. Not a real fan of him.
Forgive me. Forgive me.
Yeah, he apologized. We're cool now.
Research. We came to do research on the tower. Some commission from gods. It hardly matters now.
Aloth's lips twist in disgust. If I had a copper skate for every fool animancer whose thirst for knowledge led to disaster, well, I never would have ended up in Gilded Vale, that's for sure. Keep talking. Old Helms.
Something happened on our 11th night. Lights in the sky and a static charge in the air. But we were so careful. We were staying in the chambers below. Trindig, my assistant, said he saw a robed figure lurking around the tower, wore a mask, carried knives at his sides. A trick of shadows, I told him. The next morning, we felt strange, like we hadn't eaten in weeks. So dazed that we didn't at first notice the blood around our beds, the strange wounds that had appeared overnight. And the machine, this cursed spire, dormant for 2,000 years, lifeless through hundreds of our experiments, and we wake that morning to find it spinning on its own. On its own! How can we stop what we couldn't start?
As exciting as the prospect of a living machine may be, I suspect that, given mention of a machine, the masked figure both, there is another explanation.
Years I've been doing this. Years. I know how these things work, but I don't know how this happened. Nowhere to go. That's the problem. Their souls are trapped here like flies in a jar, clinging to rotting meat.
Slow down. What do you mean? What does the machine have to do with souls?
No time to slow down. But I can explain. Hold a magnet over iron splinters and they stick, yes? Rub your hand over weir wool and the hair of your head will follow it. So it is with this machine.
So it's a soul magnet of some kind. Interesting. He looks at you and runs his tongue along the edge of his fine, strong teeth. He quickly looks away.
It has the power to manipulate souls, but why? For what? And how many others lie buried in the ruins of Erglonfoth? No. Focus on this one. It's imprisoned our souls in our bodies. Cut the root between essence and flesh. Left a dwindling soul stuck in a shriveling husk.
What happened to the rest of your team?
By the time I realized what had happened, the district had already been sealed. So we fed when we needed, and locked ourselves in the tower to work. And then there came a time when the hunger struck, and there was hardly anyone left.
There was a stranger in the tower the night this happened?
I didn't see him. My assistant, he saw him. We laughed. Said he was spooked by the cemetery. Perhaps it was already too late. I don't know what he did. But by morning the machine was on and we were slain. People were already on the streets, complaining of neighbors and family members acting strangely.
You're not like the gulls in the streets.
Not yet. But I will be. My body is dead. My soul, imprisoned in this corpse, only makes it seem otherwise. And as the body decays, so does the mind. Until nothing is left but the hunger. The only way to forestall the process is through a regular infusion of essence. Living flesh is the only ready supply. I'm not proud of any of it. Hunting men and women in the early days of the affliction. Picking off soldiers that came to investigate. But I'd do it again. I'll do it as long as I must to end this disaster. You could help. Help me end this. Help me find sustenance.
How can I help?
Not your help I need. It's Harridan shrew. Squanders her research on frivolities, then refuses to make herself useful. Runes. The runes are the last part of the puzzle. Acantha knows them. She gives them to you, and you can turn the machine off. Release our souls.
Wait, runes? The Inquithian runes? She can read them? He speaks of this feat so blandly. Let's talk to this Harridan, Avarius. I'd pick her thoughts a time. She wasn't here the night the machines came on, staying with her patron somewhere near, too good to be burdened with our ignorant company. I'll get the words from Acantha.
Lines and
Oops.
circles, that's all.
6.
Yes. Acantha. She was here. In the district. Probably here still. Always prepared. Clever lady, that one.
Pelagina clenches her jaw, her eyes narrowly suspicious. Desganto. His condition has turned him into a little more than an animal. Don't do it. Oh, wait, what's this? Taxes collected. I lost 200 to bandits, but I earned 600. Alright, sweet. Well, I know where Acantha is. I've already actually talked to her. Proceed to the bottom. Right, that's Acantha's, yep.
You return. What if you come seeking this time?
I need the words that operate the Inquithian machine in the tower.
That fool Aldhelm. He sent you, didn't he? I can hardly believe he's had the cleverness to survive. That simpleton thinks he can understand how to use something without understanding what it is, or why it is.
You feel a hot core of pride smoldering at the center of her soul.
He dabbles with ancient and powerful devices, with all the finesse of a blacksmith. He sends you here to petition me for aid after years of disparaging my research. I'll bet he didn't even tell you the tower's name, did he? That's his problem. Always looking for solutions without caring for meaning.
The problems in Heritage Hill are bigger than your rivalry, Acantha. What do I care? I prepared myself for an eventuality such as this, and I can assure you these dwindling souls in the streets are beyond caring as well. Her pride burns brighter still. Yes, humble Aldhelm now by demonstrating the value of your research. My silence demonstrates it more succinctly. Your words fan the strange coals in the center of her soul. Tell me the tower's name.
Ter Nuneth. It's called Ter Nuneth. They built the machine atop it to contain souls, hold them in place. But the others I've seen, machines scattered all over the Dyrwood, are relays, built to move souls.
Where would they move souls?
Another mystery. Hypothetically, anywhere they wished. The real question, as always, is why? To intermix them the way a player shuffles his deck, the way a farmer rotates his fields? To collect them, like butterflies under glass? To melt them down for raw essence? Unfortunately, I don't know.
You seem to know a lot about Ter Nuneth.
I read the runes like a journal. I understand their meaning. People like Aldhelm try to read them like instructions, and in so doing, they miss their true meaning completely.
Why would the Inquithians have wanted to tether souls like this?
Perhaps they didn't. Perhaps that's why they built no other machines like this one. We now see the Engwithans as masters of soul manipulation, but they couldn't have attained their expertise without copious trial and error. Perhaps this was one such experiment.
How do you operate the machine atop Tir Nuneth?
Back to these Tinker's concerns. And what would you do with these tethered souls if I told you?
I'd release them.
So you say. And just what would you release them to? They'd abandon their existence here for another somewhere else, equally aimless and meaningless.
I could help you, but I won't. The pride lodged in her soul flares up, twisting in the shape of something that writhes and squeals within her. Here, I have specimens aplenty and time enough to observe them all. It's every scientist's dream. My answer is no. What? But what good is observing all this if you're going to hoard it for yourself? Tell her of Arius. An entire language at your fingertips and she hides it away. Extinguish her pride. Fuck this bitch. The vampire doesn't seem to notice as you wrap your mind around the squalling, burning mass. However, it sears your very bones. You jump back, crying out in pain. I won't abandon this opportunity. These souls will remain here with me, and I'll accomplish more than any animancer in the history of the field. And who will know about it? The pride thing flickers as flames around a debate. All I've learned, years of studying Engwithian language, no one understands it better than me. That counts for something. Knowledge is meaningless unless it's shared. A foolish and false sentiment, knowledge is meaning. It needs no external purpose. Let's go for extinguish again. You force your essence around the burning lump inside her, but it scorches you. Your flesh is whole and unmarked when you draw back, but nevertheless stings your memories of heat. But what use is it? Her pride rages inside her. Uses? Why must something so pure be fashioned into blunt instruments? Your opportunities here are finite. One day that knowledge will die with you. The pride hisses and sputters. It's a little more than an ember now. You're wrong. But there's no conviction in her voice. I'll build it forever. I'll cling to it, and they will give me something. Will that really be enough for you? The dying cinder clings to life. It will. It must be. Okay, now I think I can extinguish. Still too hot to grasp. It may not be much, but it's still something. You can't take that away from me. Teach me what you know. Make sure that it grows and your legacy lives on. Your words finally quench her pride, and all that remains is blackened, diamond-hardened rock. You cast it away where it melts into the darkness.
So be it. My studies and efforts shall grow through yours. These are the words you need.
Her cold, dry fingertips rest on your temples, and you feel her reaching into your mind, forming images from the darkness. Runes flash through your head, and there is no longer just pictures. They have meaning, and you understand them. They're commands. Something triggers in your mind, a distant memory unearthed from a past life long since buried. You can see a vast array of runes, far more than Ecantha has shown you, and you know their sound and their meaning and how they fit together. The language of Engwith once more at your command.
Something has awakened in your mind. You understand far more than I ever did. Take this knowledge, then, and do what you will with Tir Nuneth. Now that you understand its purpose, it will serve you in whatever way you wish.
A speaker of dead tongues now, and so she surpasses 100 frustrated scholars in the matter of a few moments. I don't suppose you could look at these books for me. Of course he wants me to read his books. What do I do with the tower now that I know these words?
Turn it off, I expect. That will be easy now that you can read the runes. The vessels would still roam, but striking them down would return their essence to the cycle. But be careful. That machine controls hundreds of souls, and that volume of essence could easily overload it. improperly channeling the essence would destroy the machine along with the souls. It would be a terrible loss for posterity.
We should destroy the machine. It doesn't matter what the souls inside belong to, the wheel or oblivion. Their lives are over. Dead is dead. You said the other towers around the Dairewood were constructed to move souls. Why would the Ingwithians have wanted to do that? Another mystery. Oh, I already asked her that. Remind me, how do you know so much about the tower? I read the runes like a journal. I understand. Oh, yeah. These are all... yeah, they're the same answers. How do controls work? Alright, I guess that's it. Deal with the Ingwithian machine. Micro. Let's play StarCraft. Oh, this doesn't give me an answer to go, an option to go straight to the top like it did when I came down. That's lame. Or it'll probably do it here. Yeah, proceed to the top. Well, alright. Let's talk to him. Altom looks much worse than before. His rotten flesh hangs loosely and sores have eaten away patches of his skin and his joints. He looks at you with a strange glimmer in his eyes.
Flesh.
Oh yeah. He's on the verge of just losing it. Jagged Adra pillars rise in front of you, encased in stonework and run through the wall with copper veins. The panel is covered with runes, which you can now understand. You recognize words for end and for hold. The dial is currently fixed on hold. You also recognize by an inscription in the manner in which you turn the dials means throttling the device. So I can choose end and shut it off. Or by overloading it, I assume that means I'll just actually destroy it. That kind of seems like what I want to do, because if the thing's fucking with people's souls, this thing needs to not exist anymore. I'm gonna try that. Muttering a command, you give the dial a violent twist. The moving spires spin faster and faster, wobbling from their axis. The light filling the machine quickly becomes too bright to behold. You look away and cover your ears, but the thunderous crash that follows shakes the floor beneath you. When you look back, the machine is in ruins, never to be used again. Was it supposed to spin? Is that what it said? That was a fancy effect right there. Come on. What? How do you feel, buddy?
Still and silent. It's finally over.
All right. So I have advanced to the main quest a reasonable amount. So perhaps it's time to go back to the endless Cadnua Gar. Actually, you know what? Let me see. Yeah, I'm a long way from leveling. So yes, perhaps we'll go back to Cadnua. Perhaps we'll try something else. I haven't decided yet. But for that, we'll see you next time.